welcome to today's video. My name is Prince, and if you are new here, subscribe so that you don't miss out any future videos that I post here on YouTube. I always say this, our educational system has done more harm to us than good. Why am I saying this? Our educational system failed to teach us financial intelligence. Our educational system failed to teach us how to create wealth. Instead, our educational system taught us how to be looking for work after school, which is so wrong. I'm here to tell you today that building a house for rent here in Ghana is one of the most biggest financial mistakes. Do not build a house for rent. If you want to be wealthy, if you want to accumulate wealth, if you want to build generational wealth, building a house for rent should be deleted from your portfolio. Why am I saying this? Whenever anyone comes up with an investment plan, I always tell them to run the numbers. What do I mean by running the numbers? Running the numbers means comparing different kinds of investments and then choosing the one that will give you extra profit than the other. Okay, for example, I want to build a one-bedroom apartment for rent. I'm citing this example so that you get to know the understanding and meaning of running the numbers when it comes to investment. All right, let's say Prince is building a one-bedroom apartment with toilet and bath and kitchen for rent. And after building this house, it costed me 120,000 Ghana cedis. And after building this house, I rented this house for 1 year, for 12 months. I rented this house out for 6,000 Ghana cedis, not including electricity, not including water bill. Renting the house for just 6,000 Ghana cedis. And that same money, 120,000 Ghana cedis, that same money, I put that same money in stocks. I put that same money in treasury bill. That same money is going to give me, let's say I put 120,000 Ghana cedis in treasury bill, that gives interest rate of 13.40% per annum. That same money is going to give me 18,000 Ghana cedis with no stress, with no tenant giving me a hard time, with no tenant dragging me to rent control. So now, let's look at it this way. When I rent the house for 12 months, I'll get a profit of 6,000 Ghana cedis. And at the same time, when I put 120,000, the money that I used to build the house, into treasury bill with 13.40% per annum, I'm going to get 18,000 Ghana cedis. This is what I call run the numbers. I'll get 18,000 with no stress in building a house. So that means me building a house that cost 120,000 Ghana cedis and putting the money in treasury bill. When I run the numbers, when I compare both investments, I will come out with doing treasury bill, or I will come out with buying stocks, or I will come out with buying bonds, because when I run the numbers, I can get more profit in a different investment with no stress, with no tenant dragging me to rent control, with no tenant disrespecting me, with no tenant spitting on me. So do not build a house for rent. It is a very big financial mistake. Instead, do this. Instead of you to build a house for rent, you can instead build a house for Airbnb. You can instead build a house for short-term accommodation. You can instead build a house for a hotel. Because when you are building the house, or when you build the house for a hotel, you can charge, let's say someone comes to your hotel, or someone comes to your lodge, or someone comes to your Airbnb and stay there for a day, stay there for 24 hours. You can charge 200 cedis a day for one night, 200 cedis. As compared to you building it for rent, you charge let's say 500 Ghana cedis a month, why don't you lease this house, or why don't you lease these rooms to people in 24 hours, to people in short term, and earn more money than building this house for rent? I hope you're following what I'm saying. Build these houses for short-term stays. Build these houses for Airbnbs. Build these houses for people to come and lodge there, for organizations to come and lodge there for short periods and make more profit. When you ask every person, what kind of investment should I get into when it comes to real estate? This is what they will tell you. They will tell you, oh, you can build a house and rent them out and then live in one, especially people in the diaspora. When you ask anyone, what should I use my money for? They will tell you, come to Ghana, build a house. And after building the house, you can rent them out. And then you can have a separate apartment for yourself. When you come from abroad, then you sleep in one of the apartments. If I were you, this is my recommendation. Build these houses and lease them out for short-term stay. Build these houses for hotels. If your house is a hotel, when you come from abroad, you can stay in that hotel as well. Can't you? Yes, you can. So build houses for short-term stay. Build these houses and lease them out on a short-term basis so that you can accumulate a lot of money. Do not build a house for rent. It is one of the most biggest financial mistakes. These kind of investments will hold up your funds for years and you will never make these monies back. But instead, let's say when you put your money on treasury bill, the liquid is still there, the money is still there. You can get these money whenever you want them. These monies are accessible whenever you want them. You can go for these monies whenever you want them. Instead of building a house for people to rent. If someone is, let's say the one bedroom that I built, if someone is renting it 6,000 Ghana cedis, how many years will I be able to get my profit that I invested in this apartment back? Never. When? It will take years and years. But instead, when you build a house for a rent, when you build a house for a hotel or a short-term stay, man, you're going to accumulate a lot of money. You're going to make that 120,000 or that money you invested in that building, you're going to make it in big folds. So do not build a house for rent. Build a house for short-term stay. Build a house for hotel. Build a house for a guest house. I will see you in the next one.